just see universities escalate tuition. They make their administrative staff gets bloated. They fund more bureaucracy and all these other things. It's not impacting the quality of the education. And you see it in these private universities where they've done all this. All these students that they're talking about in debt, why aren't the universities on the hook for this? They have made a fortune off these loans. And
and he's so right. You go to these universities, especially any Ivy League school, and they're so bedecked out in luxury and it's something you would expect of royalty. That's what I would expect to walk into in a king's chamber or something. Some of these schools are just so lavish that it's over the top, and they have so much money at their disposal, but yet it's the taxpayers that need to pay for these people getting out of college and not able to get jobs. Well, maybe if all these people are getting out and they're not able to get jobs, maybe they're getting a poor education. I mean, it's an Ivy League school, but you're not able to get a job. So
And, Biden has this proposal, which is not constitutional because he's unilaterally putting almost $1 trillion of liability on taxpayers without congressional authorization. But if you think about it, there's no reform to higher education at all offered this. It's just basically hey, if you have debt, taxpayer will pick it up. I think it's $6,000 per taxpayer is what the liability would be. Those who work to pay their loans off, well, you're not going to get a mulligan on that. You're just going to have done it. So the colleges, they raise tuition. They have the loans that people can take out more and more. And if you're producing students going $100,000+ in debt and they can't find gainful employment to be able to pay those debts off, then you are doing something wrong. And you should be held accountable.
Thank you. That's literally what I was just talking about. Thank you. To feel validated.
We've also made reforms to our universities in terms of tenured professors. And so I signed legislation this year that will require all tenured professors to undergo review every 5 years, and they will be able to be let go if they're not performing.
Good. The fact that a professor can have tenure and then literally be able to do almost anything and not be fired, that is ridiculous. It's just that simple. That's ridiculous.
And while we're proud of our universities and we're proud that it's affordable, we've also been very clear since I've been governor that a 4-year degree from a traditional university is not the only way you can succeed in life. And in fact, it's not always the best route for people to try to succeed in life.
It's been a known fact for at least the last 5 years, 10 years, that going to college and going into debt is not the best way to make money. That for the average American, it's going to a trade school and learning a trade.
So we've embraced workforce education. Our goal when I became governor was to take us from the bottom half of states to become #1 in workforce education by the year 2030. We're on our way to doing that. We've expanded the number of apprenticeships that are offered throughout the state of Florida, and our high school students oftentimes can get a credential where they're certified in a lot of these high demand fields, and they have job offers right out of high school. And if you look at what we've done with our state colleges, we've expanded opportunities there for things like truck drivers or people like diesel mechanics to fix the trucks. You look at all the supply chain problems you've had. Part of it is you don't have enough people to be able to fill these spots that are willing to do it. So we're making sure that we're standing up there. And the result is a lot of these students are going to go through no debt, and many of them will be making six figures within just a couple years. The truck drivers are making that immediately once they go. So let's just look to see where the opportunities are, and you're not any worse than anybody else because
DeSantis needs to run for president. He'd have my vote. Anyway, like and subscribe. Till next time, guys.